Hi, I'm Mike Levin from Mike Levin SEO, and we're working on the Gropey project, reestablishing our momentum after a long hiatus. And one of the reasons the momentum was broken is I got past the point of extreme familiarity into a new API that I've never used before called GSpread, but it looks much easier than the GData API that it will be replacing in this project. And one of the principles of what I'm doing is to never clobber the memory of the web server. So that means I'm never going to read in a whole spreadsheet, and I'm actually even going to try and avoid going cell by cell, although I may end up doing that. But the real structure is going row by row, loading a whole row from a spreadsheet into memory, one at a time, processing the row and moving on to the next. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that output that this created over here, because we know it works. We don't need to update that cell anymore. And I'm about to do a little exploratory work, which you can be in on. This is actually not me just moving ahead, knowing exactly what I'm doing, but rather it's me looking at the GSpread documentation and figuring out how the heck this is going to work. So getting all values from row or column, particularly a row. Now, I was toying with the idea of a column because one of the columns is going to be a unique constraint, something like a primary key, but this has some memory clobbering capability because, say, it's a 10,000 row spreadsheet. Now you have to have some object in memory that has at least 10,000 entries in it if you were to grab the column of IDs. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going right for rows. And it looks like a simple numeric indexing approach. So I'll just copy that, and I'll have to do some prep on the spreadsheet here, make this look very typical of one of my projects where the first thing might be called URL, the second thing might be called title, and then an actual URL would be here, like MikeLevinSEO.com. Let's use that site. And the title would be a question mark because we don't know it yet. And now we can add a line, paste, and I don't like those really long things. This is just going to be row. And I did replace the word list, so I'm expecting a list back. And we need to see it somehow, and we'll just see it on the output. That's one of the advantages here of running it like this. We can see it on the output. So I can just print. Now I'm going to put str in there because chances are it's going to be a list object. So it's best to convert it to a string so you see the square bracket and commas and everything. And let's see what that gives us. Okay, error name worksheet is not defined. It's just for a copy and paste mistake. So we have an object sitting around here, which is our worksheet, WKS. Okay, URL and title in a square bracket list. This is considerably different than the dictionary object approach with name-value pairs that I was anticipating, but I can work with this. We'll have the choice of whether to simulate the way GData worked with its name-value pairs or whether to work with a list. There's a chance that when we do the updates back into the spreadsheet, we might even have name-value pair API to deal with, but I don't know GSpread that well yet. But I'm going to replace the 1 with a 2, and we're going to look at the next row just to make sure that I'm dealing with known things. Well, there you have it. As expected, the URL and the question mark. So this is with GSpread. This is pulling data back a row at a time. I'm going to stop there. This is a pretty good discovery. I will bank it, make the video, and move on to the next. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe.